The history of Olympus writes itself. It talks itself. You don't need me to tell you. But in case you do, World Championship history. And I'm a bit of a nerd for this. I love it. I love thinking back. I always find it or feel that it's a bit of a privilege to be here in this area on these stages because it was the last rally that the Group B cars ran on. So, like, that's a special thing. They were such a point in our sport. Yeah, when we're here, I like to think back of that and think back to, yeah, we were on some of the same stages in the same area. So, yeah. We're pushing hard to try and go faster, but we can't lose sight of the fact that this is only Kyle's 9th rally. I mean, the guys were joking to me there about, you know, my numbers and how many rallies I've done, and that's important to me to get to certain numbers of rallies, but there's times when I've done more rallies in 2 months than Kyle has done entirely. So we can't forget that. But one of the things we learned this weekend was, you know, setup. He's good on setup. He knows how to set a car up. He understands the dynamics and stuff. But he doesn't understand it from a rallying point of view because he's never done it. So he's learning. And I think the phrase we had this weekend was, you don't know what you don't know.
We had a shaky start to the morning. We had the world's most expensive two-wheel drive Ford Fiesta. But no, the boys have been great. I can't thank everybody enough. She's back on song, and yeah, just having fun now. Unfortunately we're too far out of the fight to fight with Tom, so we're not 10 tenths. But we're pushing on a little bit regardless, just to because it's not fun otherwise.
Go, 150, 5 left, long, and it is long.
We had a little mishap, as you can see. We now sport the yellow bumper of shame. The yellow bumper of shame means that we were in a hedge ever so slightly, very slightly, but it had the consequence of taking our nice other bumper off. So we've had to put a spare bumper on, which is yellow. So we've affectionately called it the yellow bumper of shame because it shows that we've been somewhere we shouldn't have been and we've lost our bumper.
Use the bush.
3 left, in, then into, turn rough, hairpin 2 right. Hairpin 2 right. Water and exit maybe. Turn deep, to flat, 5 left, 80. Turn 3 left over big water. Repeat, turn 3 left over big water. 50.
There's two different answers, right? Because what feels cooler to me is the tight technical stuff through the forest. But where we're really good and pull back a ton at a time, whatever else, is like the 5s and 6s where the road's fast, wide open, like big flowing road. Because I can read the road like I can read a racetrack, and then it all makes sense to me. Whereas where there's one line in the forest, that I struggle with. Yeah, David's been such a valuable resource. Can't thank him and James enough for helping with my notes this weekend, obviously along with Martin. Yeah, just having someone to bounce ideas off, it's like having a teammate to bounce ideas off is yeah, invaluable in my opinion. Disappointed that the Citroen had an issue, but David said he had fun and really enjoyed it. So.
Into left 4 and clip right 3. Opens and tightens into right 2.
I'm leaving that helmet in hand in the car.
Ryan, you're an awful man.
You looked so good. You smiled and you turned and smiled.
That's because I'm doing a deal here to. Gary has won the second best two-wheel drive co-driver. See, Gary McElhenney there works Ford co-driver, and he's asked me as his proxy to go up and collect his award and make a speech for him. So I'd be quite nervous about it. You know, it's a big honour to be asked to represent the great Gary McElhenney at a prize given. So yeah, I have to go and sit down for a minute and gather my thoughts to know am I up to the task. To see. Said Gary McElhenney works co-driver.
Martin's talking you up.
Martin Brady, legend, myth and the legend, is that right? Ireland's number 1, 500 rallies done, possibly another 500 to go.
Another 500 to go.
Not a bother, Brady.
Another 100.
Another 100.
Okay.
And then quit.